after the game, but just the last 2 weeks to kind of get the running game going again and get yourself more back to where you probably expected to be. How's it felt?
It feels good, being able to run behind the line confidently and being able to produce the way that a lot of people expect me to produce. It feels great just being able to really get back to who I am and be physical and be fast and come off the balls. It feels good.
I know the spring obviously you're out, and then but how do you explain going 2 games where you have like 21 yards rushing and then the next 2 to have almost 250 or whatever it was?
Just trusting in the process. We practiced what we've been preaching, and it all came together. And as an offensive line, we're getting better. As a total offense, we're getting better, and so that allowed me to have some bigger runs. That allowed me to really trust in what I was doing, and hit it and go and run hard and run passionate.
Zach kind of suggested that there might have been a little bit of indecisiveness with some of your runs early in the season, and now he says you don't see that anymore. So what might have led to some of that indecisiveness early on?
Just me being in my own head. Coming off of surgery, fall camp was really my first time back in pads, and then just having another injury stop all that momentum and having to come back from that kind of slowed up everything, and I was just in my own head. I was in my own way, and you got to take care of that before you can take care of the rest of the team. So I had to make sure that I dug deep and found the true me inside and just let it loose.
How'd you go find that true me?
Through a lot of prayer, through a lot of talking to family, teammates, just patting me on the back, letting me know that everything's going to be all right, letting me know that they got my back, and just really being able to trust in them and trust in the process. If you deviate from that process, you deviate from your roots, then you find yourself in a different place. And so made sure that I kind of just dug deep and really just found it in myself.
But was it tough too when you're kind of splitting carries and going in and out of the drives and things like that? I mean, as a running back, I mean, I assume you want to be out there all the time. Is it easier too when you get 7, 8, 9, 10 carries in a row?
Yeah, I mean, it does kind of help being in there and staying in, but at the same time, it does get the juices flowing, gets the positive competitiveness when you got Ryan Wolpen, when he's busting runs and it's like a back and forth 1-2 punch. It does help a lot. It brings out more in the both of us, and so it goes 2 ways. Being able to stay in and actually get a feel for the defense, read the defense more, that does help a lot. So now getting more carries and getting more snaps a game, it really does help my confidence.
I don't know if you have social media, Rob, but I mean, after the first couple games, fans are saying, "Oh, Robert should run more. He should start. No, it should be Wolpen." Or well, you guys were obviously getting a little criticism early in the season for the struggles and stuff. How'd you deal with that? Did you hear some of that? How'd you kind of push through that?
Well, I don't have Twitter, so that's where a lot of stuff goes on. So I really don't hear much besides anything my teammates or coaches tell me. So whatever people were saying about the run game, we knew that we're just going to stick to the process and make sure that we achieved what we set out to achieve. And so we just readjusted our mentality and attacked it. And whether it was going to be me, Rob, or Wolpen, we were all going to work our hardest to make sure that the stable was able to get the job done.
When Montel's in there, the threat of that extra runner, do you see something different from the defenses when he's in there?
It's hard to say. I don't pay attention too much as what they do when he's in. Kind of pay attention to what they do against our whole offense as a whole, formation-wise, personnel-wise. When we have tight ends, when we have spread out with receivers, they kind of play different. So it all depends. The linebackers, I think, they do have to respect that a little bit more. But I mean, as you see, Brett, he can run too. He proved that last game. So I think teams are starting to see that they can't really focus on whether it's a dual threat quarterback in or whether it's Brett, because if you leave either one of them open, they're liable to break downfield for some big yards.
And I know that you don't directly compete against the opposing running back, but Rashad Penny he had a lot of hype going in. He's got a lot of hype now still.
Yeah.
But to be kind of the running back that was the better running back on the field that night, did that mean anything to you?
Going back to high school, I remember having another one of those battle of the running backs type games, and we knew coming into this was going to be a battle of the run game, and just our defense did an extremely well job of shutting it down, and that gave us confidence. And just seeing how another player on the field kind of gets his will broke down through our defensive play, that does give me a little more confidence, a little more I don't know what I would call it, but it did play a role in me just trying to be, the back of that game, and us in general trying to be a group of running backs that you talked about after the game rather than talking about the other team.
After the game, you said that you felt like you're built for this. 25 carries a game. Why?
Just coming from my roots, my dad, my mom, family members, just the ways that they raised me, what they've always told me, they've always had faith in me and supported me, and just stayed in the back of my mind that they just told me, if it was easy, everyone can do it. And this game is not meant for everyone, and the position I am is not meant for everyone. But I believe that I was put on this earth to use my platform to inspire other people, and so just digging deep and trying to get that out, and influence as many people as I can with the game and on and off the field.
What are your thoughts on playing Wyoming and with the way last year's game went, and then winning on the safety, and the guy doing the dance in the end zone, and them storming the field and stuff? I mean, ending your perfect season. How motivated are you guys to get another shot at him on Saturday?
We went out there. We started off well, and we didn't finish, and that's something that we focus on this year is finish. That's one of our main goals, our main each week. It's not something that we just kind of have for the season and then put off and let it rest there. We emphasize it every day, every week, and that's something that we have to do if we want to come out with a victory, and we didn't do that last year.
I know you guys say 1-0, one game, but did that show you? I mean, that was the one game that kept you out because of the tiebreaker. I mean, does it kind of show you that every game could be the game that matters? In the end, you've got to go one at a time.
Yeah, we take it week by week. I couldn't even tell you who we play next week. I don't even know if we're home or away, but and I really don't know that. But we take it week by week, and with that mentality, as long as we know that this next game is the most important game to this school's history, then we attack that with that mentality, then we're gonna be better off.
You said something along the lines